Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in US. 12.1 million people visited it in 2020. This park is located at Tennessee and North Carolina, and it's one of the best national parks in America. Visit this park and explore the old Appalachian Mountains, forests, rivers, waterfalls, and streams. The best time to visit the park is in the fall when the brilliant foliage is on the full display. The month of October is the best time to see peak fall colors. So, we visited this park in October 2021, and in this video I will share our 10 best places to visit in this park. When I say place, I sometimes mean a bunch of interesting attractions in the same area. So let's start. Our first place to visit is the Fontana Dam area. First, we visited the Fontana Dam. It was built during the World War II to provide electric power for the war effort. Construction began in 1942, and because of the urgent need for electric power, it was finished in just 36 months. The dam is 480 feet high and stretches 2,365 feet across the Little Tennessee River. It's the highest dam in Tennessee Valley Authority and the tallest dam east of the Rockies. Next attraction is Cheoah Dam. The Cheoah development consists of a dam and powerhouse. This project began in 1916 and was completed in 1919. The dam was used as a filming location for the 1993 movie The Fugitive starring Harrison Ford. After visiting the Cheoah Dam, go back and start driving the Tail of the Dragon Road. This road begins in North Carolina at the intersection of North Carolina Road number 28 and US 129 Road, and ends at the Cat Creek Bridge in Tennessee. This road is one of the most scenic drives in the country, but at the same time it's also one of the most dangerous. The road is popular and internationally famous destination for motorcycles and sports cars enthusiasts. The 11-mile or 18 kilometers road is said to have 318 curves featuring banks, dips and elevation changes. My husband really enjoyed driving this road. This is the bridge where the Tail of the Dragon Road ends. Here you can stop near the lake and then continue your trip. Next attraction is the Foothills Parkway. Just continue driving to the town of Chillouee, and on the left there will be a turn to the Foothills Parkway. This road has a long story starting from the late 1960s, when a couple of sections of the parkway were finished. Then, due to the constructional problems, the project was placed on the back burner in 1989. Only in 2009 federal stimulus money put the project back in the fast lane, and in November 2018 the Foothills Parkway was opened to the public. The road is great quality, there are not so many cars on the road, so you will basically drive alone. While driving, we saw a bear on the side of the road, and later we saw wild turkeys. Unfortunately, I don't have a video of a bear, I wasn't ready to meet it right on the road. While driving the Foothills Parkway, check the overlooks along the road and main attractions. They are Look Rock Viewing Platform and Look Rock Lower Overlook. Park on the Look Rock Lower Overlook parking lot and take a short paved trail to the Look Rock Viewing Platform. The Foothills Parkway ends near the Tennessee Mountain View Winery, and then just drive 10 miles to the Pigeon Forge town. Next day, you can visit the second place in our list, and this is the Cades Cove Loop Road. Cades Cove is a historic community settlement in the early 1800s with homesteads, churches, mills, wildlife, and spectacular mountain views. The 11-mile loop road offers numerous pull-offs to explore. When visiting the park, don't forget to check their website to know what roads or attractions are closed. Once a year, they completely close the Cades Cove Loop Road for repairs. On your road back to Gatlinburg, check the Sinks, a popular series of cascades and waterfalls along the Little River Gorge Road. About 2 miles before reaching Metcalf Bottom's picnic area, you'll cross a bridge over this waterfall. There will be a parking lot on the right when driving from Cades Cove. The waterfall is accessible from the parking lot, so keep in mind that this parking lot may be full and there will be many people on the viewpoint. Then continue driving the Little River Gorge Road and make right turn on the Elkmont Road. In 5 minutes you will arrive to Elkmont Town. This is a town with summer cottages whose owners' leases ended between 1992 and 2001 and the ownership changed to the national park. Now almost all the houses are renovated and open to public. Visit Spence Cabin and Little River Trail to check Troll Bridge. About 100 feet into the Little River Trail from the Elkmont Playground is a small spur trail to the right. Travel down this unmarked walkway to find the Elkmont Troll Bridge. The bridge is one of the original Elkmont area structures that, like most of the others, has become overtaken by nature. And the last stop will be the Laurel Falls. Take an easy paved trail to the 85-foot Laurel Falls, named after the incredible mountain Laurel. On the day 3, you can visit Roaring Fork Motor Trail. This is number 3 in our list. This road offers access to incredible waterfalls and sites like the Noah Budd Ogle Cabin built in the 1880s, Alfred Reagan Tub Mill, Alex Cole Cabin, and other places. This popular road is closed from December to March. Expect long lines of cars on this road as it's pretty narrow one-way road. Grotto Falls is one of the attractions this road has to offer. The Clingmans Gap trail passes underneath the falls, a great way to cool off in the heat of summer. The trail to the waterfalls is moderate, its length is 2.6 miles out and back. Another falls you can visit are Rainbow Falls. The trail is rated as difficult and it is 5.1 miles out and back. So if you want to do both trails in one day, our suggestion is to start with the longer Rainbow Falls trail and then take the Grotto Falls trail. The Rainbow Falls waterfall is a stunning 80-foot-high waterfall known for creating enough mist to form rainbows in bright sunlight. Day 4, and today we will visit our 4th place. This is Mount LeConte and Alum Cave Trail. Also this same day you can visit the Newfound Gap and Clingmans Dome. Mount LeConte is the 3rd tallest mountain in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park at the towering elevation of 6,594 feet. While there are 5 trails to the summit, Alum Cave Trail is the most popular and shortest way to the top. During our trip, we didn't go way to the top of the mountain because didn't really plan to do that, and besides, the hikers we met on the trail told that due to the mist on the top of the mountain, we will not see anything. But on the way to the summit, you will pass by Arch Rock and Alum Cave Bluffs. Hundred-foot-high bluffs that were important in Cherokee lore and for having rich mineral deposits. Saltpeter was mined from the bluffs and used for making gunpowder in the Civil War. It will take you about 3 hours to go to the Alum Cave Bluffs and come back to the parking lot. Then just continue driving the US 441S road right to the Newfound Gap parking area. Visitors to the Gap will be treated to the spectacular views of the Smoky Mountains, access to the Appalachian Trail and the monolithic Rockefeller Monument. Unfortunately, the weather was not the best, so we couldn't see much, but this is definitely the place to visit. The elevation allows to observe beautiful mountain views. Next, just drive 7 miles to the Clingmans Dome. Yes, it's worth your time. Clingmans Dome is the highest mountain in the Smoky Mountains at an elevation of 6,644 feet. This mountain peak can be reached by taking the Clingmans Dome road that is open from May to November. At the top there is a parking lot and you will need to take a short hike to a stunning observation tower with panoramic views of the Smoky Mountains. On a clear day it's possible to see 6 states: Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky and Georgia. As you can see, we were not able to observe the views, but still it was a great experience. The weather here was awful, very windy. I was wearing a fleece and even a hat, but I would come back here only just to explore this spectacular structure. On our way to Bryson City, we stopped at Mountain Farm Museum at Cherokee. This is a group of historic log farm buildings moved here in the 1950s with living history exhibits. You definitely have to visit this place if you have kids. They will see elks, chickens, farm buildings, and can check a visitor center with history exhibits on mountain life and gift shop. Another place to see the elks is a place on a big cow road driving to the Mingo Falls. We finished our day at Bryson City. And the next day we start at Bryson City, our 5th place to visit. Here in the early morning we went on a quick trip to check Tunnel to Nowhere. For a scenic drive and a unique hike through a long tunnel, head to the Lake View Drive, known more commonly as the Road to Nowhere. This road has a long history. The construction of 6 miles of the road was completed in the early 1970s, but environmental issues stopped construction and started years of debate about completion. In 2010, the project was finally put to rest, and Swain County accepted a $52 million payment from the federal government not to complete visit the road. You can check only the tunnel or take a 3.2 miles loop hike to pass some abandoned homesteads, walk along a cascading creek, get a peek of Fontana Lake, and even find some wild boar traps. Then go back to Bryson City to start a stunning railway trip. We bought tickets to the steam-powered train and traveled from Bryson City to the town of Dillsboro. 4 hours excursion travels 32 miles round trip to Dillsboro and back to the Bryson City depot. At Dillsboro, the passengers have about 1.5 hours to explore local shops, restaurants, and attractions. Then the train will go back to Bryson City. During the trip, you will observe river views and mountain views and even pass by the famous movie set of The Fugitive starring Harrison Ford. The price you see on the screen, this is the price for 2 adult tickets for steam locomotive to the open-air gondola. You can park your car on a special parking lot assigned only for the train passengers, and the parking price is $6. In this video, the parking price is included in the total price of the tickets because you pay for parking when buying the tickets. The Great Smoky Mountains Railroad has other excursions to other destinations, and they offer also themed excursions like Polar Express and others. After you finish the railroad trip, there is time to visit Indian Creek Falls. It's just about 3.5 miles from the railroad parking lot, and a moderate trail will lead you to the Tom Branch Falls, Trail Bridge, Indian Creek Falls, Junior Walk Falls. There is no need to do the whole Deep Creek Trail 5 miles loop. You can go to the Indian Creek Falls and then on your way back check the Johnny Walk Falls. Next day, we left the city and started exploring Blue Ridge Parkway that starts at Cherokee Town. This road will be our 6th place to visit. It's pretty long and has a lot of overlooks to check. One of the interesting places to visit is Soka Falls, slightly aside from the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can observe the waterfalls right from the parking lot, but if you will take a short trail down to the falls, you will have a better foreshortening. Visit Water Rock Knob and take a 1 mile out and back Water Rock Knob Trail. This trail features beautiful white flowers and is rated as moderate. The weather in the mountains changes quickly. The sky can be completely clean, but in just 5 minutes white clouds appear and you see nothing. The sky cloudiness also depends on the elevation. The higher is the elevation, the more likely there will be clouds. I am talking now only about autumn period. Check Roy Taylor Forest Observation Tower. The view is amazing. This tower is not saved on the Google Maps, but on the Overlook parking lot you will find a sign to a short trail, and this trail will lead you to the viewpoint. Then continue driving, checking the overlooks you like. We really enjoyed the Devil Courthouse views. According to the Cherokee legend, a powerful mountain giant named Judacula danced and held court in an underground chamber beneath the rock. A strenuous half-mile trail leads visitors to the very top of this fabled dance hall, where on a clear day sweeping views stretch into North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. Our seventh place to visit is Looking Glass Rock. You can start by visiting Looking Glass Rock Overlook, then quickly check the Looking Glass Falls, and then finally, if you have time, take a hike on a Looking Glass Rock trail. This trail is a 5.8 miles out and back trail. It will end on the top of the Looking Glass Rock and has several interesting points to check, like helicopter landing pad, a viewpoint not far from the end of the trail, and basically the final stop, the top of the Looking Glass Rock. Be careful because the rock is very steep. There were many people on the top of this rock, so if you prefer privacy, stop at the viewpoint I showed you earlier in this video. Next interesting place to visit is Pinnacle Gap. Here you can park near the Craggy Gardens Visitor Center and check the local view as well as Craggy Pinnacle Tunnel. Then drive to the Craggy Dome Overlook parking lot and take a hike to the Craggy Pinnacle Summit and then to the Craggy Pinnacle Lower Overlook. The Craggy Pinnacle Trail is an easy 2 miles hike out and back, features beautiful wildflowers, and is good for all skill levels. I suggest you to check the lower overlook because not many people visit it. The Craggy Pinnacle Summit is very crowded, while on the other hand we were literally the only people at the lower overlook. You can see on the photos how the weather changes. It took us about 40 minutes to hike the trail out and back, and on our way back you already can see clouds in the sky and the views are not so clear as 1 hour ago. During this trip we actually went back next day to some attractions we really wanted to check but didn't have the ability on our first time due to the clouds. After visiting Pinnacle Gap, you can drive about 30 minutes to the Mt.Mitchell State Park to check Mt.Mitchell, the highest peak of the Appalachian Mountains and the highest peak in the mainland eastern North America. This state park is free, there is a parking lot almost on top of the mountain, and a paved trail will lead you to the viewpoint from the top of the mountain. We visited this mountain twice, in the evening before sunset after visiting the Pinnacle Gap, and then next morning. Came next morning basically because we didn't see any views due to the clouds, and in the morning the sky is very clean. Make sure you have a jacket, it's colder here than on the main Blue Ridge Parkway road. Our 10th place to visit is the Emerald Village. If you have kids, you definitely need to visit this place, but even if you don't have kids, still it's a nice place to visit. Emerald Village is open April through October and has many activities to do. At the North Carolina Mining Museum, see lots of historic mining equipment and take a self-guided underground tour of a former mine. It costs $8 for adult tickets. Due to the pandemic, some of the attractions are closed, so when planning the trip, check their website or contact the company to get the newest updates. Check for free the mining town from the 1920s, the company store, and experience the thrill of discovery while panning for gems and gold at the gemstone mine. The price of the buckets starts from $10 for the gallon bucket, and everything you will find can be inlaid into bracelets or other jewelry. Or just keep your findings for a very special souvenir. There is also a picnic area at this place. And last but not least, let's go back to the 6th place, of Blue Ridge Parkway. One of the great parts of this road is the Linn Cove Viaduct. Park at the Linn Cove Viaduct Visitor Center and take a trail that originates at the Visitor Center, travel under and beside the viaduct, and then after crossing the bridge you can go down to your right and basically cross to another side of the viaduct without crossing the road. We found this hike under the viaduct more safe than the idea of crossing the road on foot. The Linn Cove Viaduct is a 1,243 feet long concrete segmental bridge which snakes around Grandfather Mountain to protect the fragile habitat of this mountain. Viaduct was completed in 1983 at a cost of $10 million, and it was one of the last major construction projects on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And here you are, you can observe a great view and take beautiful photos of this viaduct. The whole parkway was fully completed and opened through traffic in 1987. The Linn Cove Viaduct is recognized internationally as an engineering marvel. This is all for today. Obviously, it's very hard to show the whole trip in one video and describe our feelings about this amazing park. We definitely recommend to visit the Smokies, and not only once. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Bye!